Funcionando. Perfeito. Boa tarde, pessoal. Tudo bem? Novamente aqui com a Frois. Hoje, de novo, vou estudar inglês. Então, essa aula vai ser em inglês, né? Eu não sou professor, então deixei isso muito bem claro. Eu sou um estudante, então eu fiz esse canal para que eu possa me motivar estudando. Então, eu vou estar estudando. E aí, quem quiser interagir no chat, pode interagir, que eu vou tentar explicar o que ele quis dizer ali. E tentar aprender com vocês aí no chat. Bom, primeiro de tudo, eu vou dar algumas instruções em português primeiro, tá? Pra eu me sentir mais confortável e depois eu falo em inglês. Eu tenho muita vergonha, então não, vou sempre repetir isso até que eu perca isso. Mas é o seguinte, eu tô com o meu Notion aberto aqui e é onde eu faço as anotações que eu tô estudando. Nesse caso, é pro canal. Então, como vai funcionar? Eu descobri não, né? Eu pesquisei, encontrei um podcast onde um americano ele fala inglês um pouco mais claro, um pouco mais pausado ali para que as pessoas possam entender. O que que eu faço? Eu escuto o podcast dele, pego a transcrição e ontem eu li a transcrição como um todo. Mas o que eu fiz hoje? Já fiz eu fiz como se fosse um review da transcrição dele, tá? Então eu fiz correção gramatical ali, porque na hora da fala às vezes a gente se perde. E o que que eu vou fazer? Eu vou ler em inglês, pegar o vocabulário novo que eu aprendi ali, que eu não sabia, que são palavras que eu não sabia, eu procuro o significado. E depois nós vamos escutar o áudio dele para que nós podemos fazer essa associação. A transcrição dele eu leio antecipadamente, tá? Então, tanto é que eu pego algumas palavras ali, vai ter palavras da transcrição original e palavras da transcrição já revisada, que eu não sabia e eu fui procurar o significado. Então, eu vou ler essa transcrição revisada ali, em um formato de texto, para ficar mais fácil para mim. E depois nós vamos escutar o áudio dele. E aí vai ser isso, tá? Só que a partir de agora eu vou falar inglês. Uma única coisa que eu vou fazer antes de começar é eu vou compartilhar essa live aqui com quem eu conheço, tá? Porque senão não vai adiantar de nada, né? Vou compartilhar só um minutinho, gente. Cadê os grupos? Bom, compartilhei. Ah, antes disso eu nem olhei, né? Tá sendo um áudio bonitinho. Deixa eu abrir aqui. Tô falando pra caramba e às vezes não tá sendo áudio, né? Tá saindo? Tá saindo, boa. So let's start. First of all, I use this website just in English language, where I use to practice my tongue twister, to relax my mouth before I start to speak in English. I bring to you some phrases I would like to practice before I start to read the task to you. Okay, so I prefer make this way because probably I will feel more comfortable. Okay, so relax my mouth. Yes, Peter. Yes. Very strange phrase, but it's true. Okay, so tongue twister. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. She sells sea shells by the seashore. A sailor went to see what he could see. A noisy noise an oyster. Give Papa a cup of proper coffee in a copper coffee cup. Shy Sally says she shall chew sheets. How many bagels would a bagel bake if a bagel could bake bagels? Uh, yes, Vitor Hugo. This is Notion. I put everything in a Notion before I start the live, where I can practice before and make this live a little more natural to you. Okay, but if you have any kind of suggestion, feel free. Okay. So let's start again. Tongue twisters, okay? Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers. She sells sea shells by the seashore. A sailor went to see what he could see. A noisy noise, an noise, an oyster. Give Papa a cup of proper coffee in a copper coffee cup. Shy Sally says she shall chew sheets. How many bagels would a bagel bake if a bagel could bake bagels? So, I think these tongue twisters helping me to relax my mouth to speaking in English. This is level one, okay? There are 3 or 4 levels in the website. I will put the website, the link of the website in the YouTube channel, okay? And the video in description of the video, I will put this link you can access. This website helping me to practice English. So, but he is not very complete, okay? But I try to use them to help me, okay? So here is the link to the Spotify where I listen. We will listen in the audio, but before I will want to show you the transcript, the original transcription. Here, one moment. Here, here, yeah. So there are 5 pages. So I will not read the 5 pages to you. I prefer adapted this mode where I read before this transcription. So before after that I make a review of the transcription and write then, and after that I read the transcription review, check it. So I think it's more easier, okay, and probably will help us to understand better what he wants to say, okay. Close that. And here there are the new vocabulary of the original transcription. The words I don't know the mean, so I searched before. So accurate, correct, exact, and without any mistakes. An accurate machine. So the machine is properly to use in this situation. So when you need to cut something, you use the knife. So the knife is the accurate tools to cut a tomato. Okay. So Jen, I put the image here to make me more visual. I am a visual person, so I put the image. So Jen, a sweet, soft food made by cooking fruit with sugar to preserve it. It's eaten on bread. So it's like here I put the example strawberry, raspberry jam. So strawberry jam in the movies on United States, we see the people eating the breakfast with bread. Say past strawberry before eat the bread. So it's like here in Brazil we use mayonnaise. I don't know how say mayonnaise in English. Let me see. One moment. I'll translate. Yeah, I don't know how to write translate. It's very good. So uh, here, mayonnaise. So let's
Mayonnaise.
mayonnaise. Okay, I know how to write it and read mayonnaise in English. So jam, this means that tough, strong, not easy, broken, or made it weaker. So in the original transcription, you see the tough many times because he wants to say he's saying about camping and breakfast. So tough probably he means something very stronger. So you can't broken very easy. Like my phone is tough. It's don't broke. you you think, Victor? It broke my phone. Wow, I will crying right now. I'm a so idiot. Tom, a unit weight equal 1 kilograms or 12,246 pounds. Okay, so it's a way to a way to use the unit of the weight. So I don't know. I never used them before and never see. But okay, I would be laughing till you die, bro. You're a very bad cousin, okay? Because if it happens that I broke my phone, you will help me to buy another one. I'm I was fired. I need a job, and you are working. So one hand wash another. Okay, it's a Portuguese Brazilian expression. Vitor will understand that. So afford to be able to buy or do something because you have enough money or time. So in this audio, he says he everyone is afforded to buy a ticket. I don't know. It's like a ticket to go to the camping. So it means you have money enough and time because you have time to go to a camping, like your vacations or holidays. Okay. Tent, I put the image here to be more visual. A shelter made of canvas or a similar material and supported by poles and ropes that you can fold up and carry with you. So camping is like you can see it, where the people go in there and sleep. So skewer. I don't know what I mean skewer. A long thin metal or wooden pin used to hold together pieces of food, especially meat during cooking. Again, when he was talking about camping, he used skitter. I put the image here, but I would like to explain too because when we watch it the movies in American movies, we can see people camping, and there they are sitting in the fire and put his skitter in marshmallow and put in the fire, so he's fired. He's burning the marshmallow after that he eat. Okay, so here I put not it's not words I don't mean, but I put here the contractor ways to use when you say something in English or write something in English. Americans sometimes he contract the words. So put two words in one word, okay? So here we have youth, contract way you of saying you have, okay? Putting greater both. Add, eat, I'd. Contract way so of saying I would. So I put below the means of would. Use it to refer to future time from the point of view of the past. So when I want to say I would like to go to the party. I don't know if I go to the party, but I would like. So I want to go. Okay, in the future I want to go to the party. So I would like to go to the party. So in Portuguese means eu gostaria de ir para festa. So I would like to go to the party. Okay, and here I put one way to say contract ways marshmallows. I saw in the test s'mores and search for some means, but in the American movies again, in the American foods, the people usually put something into the marshmallows like a chocolate. He puts a chocolate above the marshmallows and put in the fire, so he burns the marshmallow and then the chocolate and make the like a cup. I don't know. let me see, a cup of chocolate in the marshmallow. Okay, let's so these words below the review transcription were some words I don't know where when I make the review. So very, very. It's like very similar to very, okay, but it is vary. If things of the same time vary, they are different for each other. And if you have vary, then you cause them to be different for each other. So salaries carries vary between states from state to state according to state with each state. So what this means vary. When we let's use this example, by the way, the salary. Uh, in Brazil, the minimum salary is $1,400 as reais. So in Brazil, it's like that, but in another country, the minimum salary is different. So we can't bring amount of salaries and other countries, and this amount is very different between the countries. Okay, so varies mean that portray to represent or describe someone or something in painting, movie, book, or other artistic work. So portrait is like I did this before when I used the American movies. So I portrait the American movies. I put it there like a and another in your mind some portrait. So okay. So when you use like examples with real situations, like American movies, a portrait to describe something to you. Okay, differ to be not like something or someone else, either physically or in another way. Yes, a very. I think is easy. This means okay to differ. Differ is the twins look alike, but they are different in temperament. So here in this example, we use the twins, two persons born exactly, so at the same time too. So twins, they are differ between in it, so they are not exactly twins. Everything is not exactly. So something's different between them. So differ is like different, okay? You can remember that. It's more easier to remember. One moment. So I now I will read the transcription review. Okay, I not read the original transcription because I think it's more difficult because I am reading something good someone is saying. So we have different punctuations and expressions internally. So I will read this because it's more easier to read something I write like a test. Okay, so the introduction of the channel. Welcome to the Listening Time podcast. So this podcast will be very helpful for practicing your listening skills. It's designed for people who want to improve their understanding but still find it difficult to follow native speakers speaking at normal speed, especially in conversations with other natives. If you can't or yet fully understand native speech, this podcast is perfect for you. I speak naturally, but I bit more clearly and slowly to help you understand better. So it's my idea to, okay, I'm here saying what it means, some words, or reading this to you because I wanted to help you and I want to you helping me to understand more English and helping me to improve my English. I hope I can improve your English too. So I think we can help each other this moment, okay? And Vitor Hugo, if you want you to say something, please can write in the chat here, no problem. Okay, thank you. So each episode covers a couple of topics using natural speech, but at slightly slower pace. I don't read from a script. I'm speaking freely as thoughts come to me. The words, phrases, and expressions I use are what I would normally say in real life. There is also a transcript available with every episode, which can help you follow along if needed. In this episode, I'm going to talk about two topics: breakfast and camping. Let's start. So, first of all, I never camping. Okay, I am a scary person because almost all kind of animals I have afraid. I don't know why, but it's true. And breakfast, it's a complete topic to me because I don't usually have a breakfast because I don't know, I don't feel hungry to eat in a breakfast. I saw in some resumes, so it's not the word. I don't remember the word I need to use here. Um, Article. So let's see article. It's right. One moment. Article. Yes, it's the word. I know it. I saw it in the articles and some doctors saying you need to have a breakfast to be more energetic and you're healthier. But I don't know. I can't feel angry to eat before 12 p.m. So that's me. But I hope you have a breakfast for your health. So let's start. First topic: breakfast. This is one of my favorite topics because breakfast is probably my favorite meal of the day. Most of us usually have three meals: breakfast, lunch, and dinner. In the most cultures, breakfast is the standard meal uh, thought I may vary in size and content. I will first explain the classic American breakfast. If you have, if you the contract way to say you have you have watched American movies or TV shows, you have likely seen this portrayed. While it's in a actor, I have 7 different meal per day. I can imagine it that because you are very big man, okay? But I usually eat 3 times per day. I my lunch, dinner, and sometimes I eat after the dinner. So I don't know. Breakfast very. Do you like breakfast, Vitor Hugo? I usually don't eat breakfast. So where I was, um, okay. While it's in a cultural deception, most Americans don't eat big breakfast like that every day. So could it be eat breakfast all day? Okay, I understand. I got it. I don't. Well, it's very difficult to me to eat breakfast, but I make this my routine. And in this part of the test, his description of American's breakfast. Okay, and when we watch the movies, we can see eggs, bacon. I don't remember bacon, pancakes, but here in Brazil is very different. I usually see the bread, cheese, cough. Yeah, bread, cheese, cough. The American was very weird. Peter, I don't know. I think it's very, very tasty. It's very tasty breakfast. Uh, I don't remember how we say. Let's see. Presunto e presunto. Presunto is ren. Let's see. Ham and okay, mortadella. Script. I write in right way. Mortadella. Já não sei escrever em português. Imagina em inglês, já é duvidoso. Mortadella.
Mortadella.
Mortadella. Okay, so I learned more two words. We usually put with the bread hun or mortadella. I think just it. You have any suggestion, Vitor Hugo, for Brazilians breakfast? I just remembered that. Oh, and eggs for with bread. Yes, eggs with bread. I almost forget that. And usually coffee with milk or chocolate with milk. Okay. So let's continue. On weekdays or in the Monday, Thursday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday weekdays, you learn two new words today. Started they got the same pronunciation Portuguese. Yes. Yeah. This is unusual. So I learned two words, and in Portuguese they're the same. And basically, I don't learn nothing. I feel bad now, but this is my cousin, right? He's saying I don't learn nothing. The okay, I will remember that. Okay, so let's continue here. On weekdays, people are usually in a rush and don't have time to cook an elaborate meal. Many eat a simple breakfast like cereal and milk. When I was in school, I often ate cereal for breakfast and I loved it. Some of my favorites were honey nut Cheerios, cinnamon Cheerios, and apple jacks. But you're learning. Yeah, I learned. On weekends on Saturday and Sunday, okay. On weekends, however, people might make bigger breakfast, eggs, bacon, pancakes, and the like. Sometimes instead of cooking at home, Americans go out to breakfast restaurants. I did this a lot growing up in and I still do. In other countries, breakfast is often very different. For example, in Europe, breakfasts are usually smaller. When I was in Spain and Portugal, I noticed here not is not like news, okay? Not I it's like I feel. I feel the difference. I'm not the difference, okay? So I would kill to a pancake right now. Yes, Vitor Hugo, I just lunch, so I'm not hungry right now. So if I were you, I don't do that, okay? Please, please. You're like a big man, so you need to eat every time. So I need to learn how to kind people in English. So let's continue. Uh, I noticed that breakfast often consists of just a piece of toast with butter or jam and a cup of coffee or juice. This was surprising to me, as I am used to something more substantial. Some people prefer lighter breakfast thought, and I am curious about what breakfasts look like in other parts of the world. Rude. I'm sorry, Vitor. Vitor Hugo, if you don't know some word here, please write in the chat. I will, if I know, I will say to you what it means, or I will looking for you here. Okay, let's the make this live right. Okay, if you don't know something, writing, I will try to explain to you. Okay. My typical breakfast nowadays include eggs, bacon, and sometimes hash browns. We often have a fruit like mango or papaya, and maybe some yogurt or vegetables. One thing that's big in American breakfast culture is coffee. Tough, I don't personally drink it. Many Americans enjoy a large mug of coffee in the morning. Breakfast times vary depending on people's schedules, but is often said to be most important meal of the day. However, there are different opinions on this, with some people choosing to skip it altogether in favor of fasting. So he was saying the American breakfast is not like the movies. So they don't eat this every single day. They usually eat this, weekend days. So Saturday or Sunday. And because of the work or something, schedule of someone, he, they would like to eat something more fast, like just a mug of coffee and bread. Let's go. We need to go. So, but in the weekend, they usually eat something more American way. Okay, just you understand what I want to say now, right? Now the second topic is camping. Now let's talk about camping. This is my favorite activity of mine. In the US, camping is a popular pastime, and many Americans have gone camping at least once. Growing up with my family, I went camping every summer, usually to different campsites. Some of these were more remote, while others were closer to cities. Either way, I always enjoyed the experience. So, what I said before, I never camping, and I probably scared camping, okay? But campsite, yes, campsites is like the place, Victor. Sites means place in English. Independent of context means place, okay? Então, campsite is place of camping, okay? You understand? Let's see. Well, I think you understand. If you don't understand it, but yeah, welcome. Campsites of this more remote, okay. Camping is less popular in some other countries. Brazil, for example, I don't know if it is very popular thing to do. People usually go to the beach. This is popular in Brazil. For example, in Mexico, camping is not as common, and people might not feel as safe being far from civilization. In the US, however, there are many options for camping, and it's beloved activity for many. What I love most about camping in the spirit of camping, it's about leaving behind the comfort of modern life and connecting with nature. Even thought I thought I am not particularly skilled in pitching a tent or building a fire. I enjoy the atmosphere of being outdoors, surrounded by nature. Activities like hiking and fishing are especially fun when we are camping. So I think Connor is like me. I'm not a hard worker, so I probably can't hang up, and fishing is not for me. He can. Oh, he can. I, it's like hiking is like a climb of mountain, okay? So I never climb a mountain, and I never wanted to climb a mountain. I prefer practice sports, but I almost 5 years I don't practice any kind of sport. So I like, but I'm very lazy, Vitor Hugo. I prefer to play games right now. Okay. Let's continue. Often my favorite parts of camping is sitting around the campfire at night, roasting marshmallows and making s'mores. We often tell stories or play music around the fire, which adds to the sense of camaraderie and relaxation. I hope you give camping a try if you haven't already. It's a unique experience that offers a peaceful space from the routine of daily life. That's not for today's episode. That's it for this episode. And in the next one I will cover other a couple more topics. Thank you for listening. I just read what Vitor Hugo says in the chat. He says, I am a pro hiker. I can't help you. Trust me. I know you very well, Vitor Hugo. If you are a hiker, I will know it. Okay? But if I know as well, I think I know, you can't climb a tree. So please don't lie to me like that. Okay? I know you. I look at you and think, oh, this man no does go to the gym. He doesn't liar. Ah, okay, okay. I'm crazy right now. I'm crazy. I'm crazy. Yes, I'm a little crazy because I look to my microphone when I say I'm crazy. So I'm a little crazy. Well, for today is this, okay? I will put this transcript reviewed in the description of the YouTube channel, and on the Twitch I can't do that. But now I will try to listen in the audio on Spotify with you, and if you feel free to listen with me. 1 moment. I will open to the original transcription, okay? But I'm not read that. 1 moment. Uh, what? Uh, yes, I'm in the right episode. Let me see. Episode 2. Yeah, I think. Yes, breakfast camping. Thank you, Vitor Hugo. Thank you very much. You can see very. Oh, wow. Now, let me see. Yes, you can see. Bro, let me see one thing. You can see. 1 moment, I am adjusting the video. Yes, you can read. Vitor Hugo, zoom the letters a little bit. Okay, but the problem is, huh? Fight. Oh fuck. Here. Yes, it's better now, right? It's better, right? No, no, okay, Vitor. I know how to zoom in the letters, but the problem is my webcam, part of my webcam, uh, in the letters. Okay, I was just in adjusting to my webcam output, no being on the letters. Okay, why way better. Okay, put the audio. Okay.
Welcome to the Listening Time Podcast. I'm Connor with polyglossa.com, and you're listening to episode 1 of the...
How was the audio? It's good? Is it good? Loud?
Listening Time Podcast. This podcast is for English learners who want to practice their English listening. This is a good resource for you if you're not able to understand real native speech spoken at real speed, but you're more advanced than just...
And now, how is the audio? Oh, good. Okay, I will put it again. So, let's start.
Welcome to the Listening Time Podcast. I'm Connor with polyglossa.com, and you're listening to episode 1 of the Listening Time Podcast. This podcast is for English learners who want to practice their English listening. This is a good resource for you if you're not able to understand real native speech spoken at real speed, but you're more advanced than just a low beginner level.
That's okay, Vitor Hugo. Thank you very much. I looking for something I can find it. So I would like to put the, what is this? Draw. I don't want draw. Highlight, select. No. Okay. I will use my mouse in the lines. So the future probably I use something else to help you see my mouse. Okay.
If that's your case, then this is a great podcast for you. So, today, in this introduction episode, I'm going to talk to you about a few things. I'm going to talk to you about the format of this podcast. I'm going to explain how it works and the structure.
I was in the wrong video, sound, music, still a music podcast. So
welcome to the Listening Time Podcast. I'm Connor from polyglossa.com, and you're listening to episode 2 of the Listening.
Is the right audio right now? Okay, sorry. It's the magical Vivo live. Okay, it's magical
Time Podcast. If this is your first time listening to this podcast, I can assure you that this podcast will be very helpful for you in practicing your listening skills. So, this podcast is for people who want to practice their listening, but who still can't understand native speakers when they speak at normal speed or when they speak with other native speakers. If you can't yet understand native speech like that, then this podcast is perfect for you, because I talk about different topics in this podcast, but I don't read a script. Okay, so I haven't planned what I'm saying right now. I'm not reading anything. I'm just talking naturally as the words come to my brain. And even though I'm speaking naturally with normal words, I'm speaking a little more clearly and a little bit more slowly so that you can understand me better. And so this is the format of the podcast. I talk about a couple different topics each time in a clear and a little bit slower way, but still natural speech. I'm still speaking with the words and phrases and expressions that I would normally say in real life. I also have the transcript available attached to every episode. So, if you need the transcript to help you understand what I'm saying, you can find the transcript with every episode. So, that should also be very helpful for you. Okay, so in this episode, I'm going to talk about two different topics. I'm going to talk about breakfast, and I'm going to talk about camping. Two random topics, but two interesting topics. So before we start, remember that if you need more listening practice, you can go to www.polyglossa.com and sign up for our listening practice seminars to practice your listening. The seminars are only $1 each. So make sure to sign up if you want to practice more. Okay, let's get started. Are your ears ready? You know what time it is. It's listening time. All right, so first we're going to talk about breakfast. This is actually a really good topic for me. This is one of my favorite topics because breakfast is probably my favorite meal of the day, right? We usually have 3 meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Or maybe in your country there are more than 3 meals, but
It's your case, Vitor Hugo. 7 meals per day. So he's booking. Okay, he's at the gym workout. So if everybody talking English in this piece, I would be good for life. Yes, I say that the same thing, Vitor Hugo. If someone talk in English with me like that, well, I am the professional. So it's not the real life, right? So, well, I will put the audio again, okay? And I don't interrupt this time. We will listen in all the audio because almost the time to bring my okay, SD8N. Unfortunately, people only talk like that in the Midwest part of the United States. Yeah, Connor, he lives in where, California? I think it's California. So in the first episode, he says where he's live, but I don't remember right now. I'm sorry. Some people there too. Yeah, yeah. I don't understand what you want to say to yeah. I am I'm a Brazilian. Okay, I am this make this live to practice my English and learn English. So I need to more confident with my English, okay? Uh, but usually the slower, clear English is the middle S of them. Yeah, okay. Thank you very much. Nice, nice. If you can, please subscribe. I don't know how to say in Victor. In United States, they're usually separate the country in the west and north. Okay, so I don't know. And SD8N, please subscribe in my channel, please. I don't know if I subscribe here in Twitch, but I have to channel on YouTube. Please subscribe there, please, forward, please. Okay, let's put again the audio. And this time I don't interrupt the audio because I need to take my uncle, my cousin in the school. So it's almost the time, okay? And SD, thank you very much for your comment. Please subscribe in my channel. You will help me. And please comment comments in the chat because I will read all of them. And I would like you here. Okay? It's normal, I guess. It's like the area around New York. Okay.
Most cultures and most countries, we have some kind of breakfast, right? It's the first meal of the day. So first, I want to tell you a little bit about the American breakfast, the classic American breakfast. People see a certain style of American breakfast when they watch American movies and TV shows, and for the most part, this image of the American breakfast is pretty accurate, but what I would say is that we don't eat this type of breakfast every day. So, on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, on weekdays, most Americans don't have time to make a big breakfast, right? We have to get ready, we have to prepare ourselves for our day at work, and we don't have a bunch of time to to cook breakfast in the morning. So many Americans tend to make a simple breakfast, or they might not even cook anything. They might just eat cereal and milk, right? When I was in elementary school, middle school, and sometimes when I was in high school, I would eat cereal for breakfast. I loved cereal, and it wasn't a bad breakfast. I actually enjoyed this. I'm sure many of the listening time listeners, probably enjoy cereal as well. It's good.
Thank you very much, Victor. Thank you for watch this live. And probably tomorrow I will make the live again and please watch it. Okay. And SD8 and thank you very much for watching. Okay. Just thank you very much. Okay. Means a lot to me. You here in the chat comment. Okay.
There's a reason why it's so popular among people everywhere in the world. Some of my favorite breakfasts were, Honey Nut Cheerios, Apple Cinnamon Cheerios, Apple Jacks, a lot of different cereals. But many Americans eat cereal on the weekdays, but on the weekends, we like to eat a bigger breakfast. You've probably seen the American breakfast in TV shows or movies where the family sits down and eats eggs and bacon and pancakes and all kinds of things like that. We don't do that every weekend, for sure, but it's definitely something that we do often, right? Or we like to go out to restaurants to eat breakfast there. So maybe we don't want to cook pancakes at home, but we want someone else to cook pancakes for us. So we go out to some breakfast restaurant on Saturdays or Sundays. This is pretty common. I did this a lot when I was growing up with my family, or even as an adult. I still do this a lot. So breakfast in other countries besides America is very different, right? I haven't traveled to many countries, but in the countries where I have traveled to, I've noticed big differences in the type of breakfast that people eat. So in Europe, for example, breakfast is very small, right? I was really surprised when I first went to Europe, when I was in Spain and in Portugal. I realized that breakfast is not a big meal there, right? If you're from Europe, you know exactly what I'm talking about. For many Europeans, breakfast is simply a piece of bread with some butter or jam, toast, I should say, buttered toast or toast with jam, or some kind of sweet bread or something like that, plus orange juice or coffee, right? And that's it. Maybe in France, people might just eat a croissant and a cup of coffee or a small espresso, and that's it. For me, as an American, that's tough. That's not easy for me to eat and not eat anything else, right? I want a little bit more than that. But I know that some people don't want to eat that much for breakfast, right? I understand that. And I'm sure some of my listeners in other places around the world have even different styles of breakfast, not just like American or European, but something else that I just don't know. So I'd be interested to learn about breakfasts all over the world. And my typical breakfast is kind of like an American breakfast, a typical American breakfast. Nowadays, my wife usually cooks me eggs, bacon, and maybe even hash browns or toast or something like that. Hash browns are potatoes that we eat for breakfast. I don't really know how to describe them very well. They're kind of fried, or maybe they're not. I don't know, but they taste very good. You've probably seen them before. They're called hash browns. So I sometimes eat that. And usually we also eat some fruit for breakfast. So mango, papaya, apples, something like that. Or maybe yogurt, maybe a little bit of vegetables. There's different options, but I definitely love my bacon and eggs for breakfast. I love that combination, so that's one of my favorite breakfasts. And then in regards to coffee, coffee is another big part of our breakfast. Not me personally, but Americans in general. People tend to drink a pretty big cup of coffee in the morning. You've probably seen that before. They don't normally just drink small espresso shots. People often drink a big mug of coffee. A mug is the type of cup where you put hot drinks in, like tea, coffee, hot chocolate, etc. It's that cup that has the circular handle on it. This is called a mug. So Americans often drink a mug of coffee. I don't drink coffee in the morning I like coffee, but it's not part of my morning routine, so for me, it's not that typical. And lastly, the time of breakfast. People eat breakfast at different times in different countries. I know that in some countries, breakfast might be earlier. In some countries, breakfast might be later. I don't really know when the typical breakfast begins for Americans, but I think it depends on people's schedule. If people work early, then they eat breakfast early. If they start work late, then they might eat breakfast later. I think that's how it usually is, and I think that's how it is in many places probably. But yeah, breakfast is often said to be the most important meal of the day. I don't know if this is true or not, and I've heard many people say that we don't need breakfast. A lot of people like to fast in the morning and not eat until later. All right, to fast means to not eat food. And people who do that will probably tell you that breakfast is not very important. So, I don't know. I don't have an opinion about that, but I like breakfast. So, let's move on to our second subject for today, which is camping. This is another subject that I really like because I really like camping. Simple as that. I'm American.
One thing, I don't know if you still there in the chat as the 810. Do you haven't had do you have ever camping? I never camping. I have never camping. It's not my it's not in the culture of my country camping. You camping before? Tell me in the chat, please. I would like to know.
Of course, so I'm going to speak to you from an American perspective. Camping is a great pastime in the US. Pastime is kind of like an activity, entertainment, hobby, something like that. Camping is definitely a popular thing in the US. I think most Americans have probably been camping at least once in their life. That might not be an accurate statistic, but in my opinion, I think at least half of Americans have been camping once in their life. When I was younger, I went camping with my family and some family friends every summer. So, starting from the time when I was probably 1 or 2 years old until the time when I was around 16 or 17, we went camping every year, I think, practically every year. And we would usually go in June, July, or August when the weather was really nice. And we went to many different campsites, I should say. A campsite is just a place where people can camp. Usually you have to pay money, but it's not a ton of money. You can usually afford it. It's not too expensive. So we went to many campsites when I was younger, and some of the campsites were more crowded, and they had more people, and some campsites were more remote. When something is remote, that means that there aren't many people there, right? It's a little less crowded. It's a little farther away from society. Remote really means that it's kind of far away from the rest of society. So I've camped in remote places and in places closer to the city. But regardless of where I went, I always liked it, and I still like it. But I don't go very often anymore, unfortunately. In other countries, camping is not a very big thing. I know this. I've talked to students from many places, and in many countries, camping is simply not an activity that the population enjoys. For example, in Mexico, very few people go camping. This is not a very popular activity, and I think many Mexicans would feel unsafe going camping, right? They don't want to be far away from civilization, far away from their city. That would strike a little fear in them, probably. Not all Mexicans, but some of them. So I looked at Google Maps recently, and I was looking for campsites in Mexico around a pretty popular city, and I could barely find 2 or 3 campsites within 2 hours driving from this really big city. And I was really surprised because in the US, if you Google campsites on Google Maps, you'll see campsites everywhere, right? There are so many options for Americans to go camping. So it was a surprise for me to see this on Google Maps in Mexico. So camping is much more popular in the US than it is in many other countries. I know it's also popular, I think, in many Asian countries and maybe in Northern Europe, but I'm not sure where else camping is popular. In terms of my experience or my love for camping, I would say that the reason why I like camping so much is the spirit of camping. That's what I'll call it, the spirit of camping, right? What I'm talking about is the act of leaving civilization, leaving the city, and going into nature and surviving and being there with.
I need to make one comment here. Surviving. It's very funny because I imagine that when you go to camp and you see the bears or some kind of dangerous animal, so you need to run to escape for him. I'm sorry, it's a stupid comment, but I need to tell you what I imagine with surviving and the camping.
Without a lot of appliances and tools and electronics and everyday things, just being there with your tent and your fire and of course a few tools and just enjoying the atmosphere, enjoying the environment. For me, this is a really fantastic feeling. It's relaxing and it's fun. I think this is actually really fun. I like doing activities when I camp. For example, I love going hiking when I camp. I love going fishing, for example. These are activities that you can enjoy in nature, in the peace and quiet. They're really fun, in my opinion. Maybe some of you might think that fishing or hiking is boring, but for me, I don't know. They're really fun activities, and I especially like doing them because I'm in nature. I think that's the main component of the spirit of camping is being in nature, right? We don't often spend time in nature because most of us live in cities, So when we get the opportunity to go into nature, it's really nice. It's something different, right? I think that this is the reason why I like camping so much. I'm not a great camper. I'm not very good at building a fire or pitching the tent, right? When you pitch a tent, this means that you put the tent up, right? You put it together, right? So I'm not good at pitching the tent or building the fire or doing a lot of other stuff, but I'm happy to help the other people accomplish these tasks, right? I really should learn to build fires and pitch tents better because I want to have this skill, but I've just never paid too much attention to this. I'm always the one helping, not the one leading the effort. But yeah, I really like sitting around the campfire at night as well. This is probably the funnest part of the camping trip is when it's dark and you're with your friends or family and you're sitting around the campfire and you're roasting marshmallows. If you roast marshmallows, this means that you put a marshmallow on a stick or a skewer, as we call it, and you hold it over the fire until it cooks, right? It turns a little brown and then you eat it. Or you can combine it with chocolate and graham crackers to make s'mores. You might have heard the word s'mores before. It can be a flavor of ice cream or donut or other things like that. But really, a s'more means the combination of marshmallow, chocolate, and graham crackers. This is a s'more. I love roasting marshmallows and I love making s'mores. This is one of the best parts of the camping trip for me. And of course, sometimes we tell stories around the campfire or we play music even. Sometimes people bring their guitar or another instrument and we have a music session there around the campfire. So there are many things that you can do when you're camping, and these activities are all part of the camping spirit for me. So that's why I like camping, and I hope you do too, or if you don't, I hope you try camping sometime just to see what it's like, just to have the experience, and who knows, maybe you'll like it. So, we're about done for today.
Oh, it's like I said before. We will. I will start with the tongue twisters. After that, I will say the new vocabulary. I know I learned when I read the transcription, and after that I will make the review or change the transcription about the resume of this test. So I will read their transcript changed, and after that we will listen the audio with the transcript, and after that that's it. Okay, so thank you very much for the watching the live, and Vitor Hugo and ST8N, I don't know your name, but thank you very much for watching this live and comments in the chat. If someone wanted to watch the live, feel free, make comments. If I don't know what you say, I will ask you. I want you to learn in English, and even learn something else. You tell me. You comment in this chat. I can saw what you want to learn, or something you say I don't know, I will looking for the answer, or I will looking for classes about the subject I want to learn with you, okay? So thank you very much for everyone. That's it. Have a nice day and see you probably tomorrow, okay? Bye bye.